Today, everything you need for turkey perfection. 3 things you need for turkey perfection. It needs to be brined, needs to be roasted, and it needs to be carved. We got your back for all 3. Good? You good? I know some of you may have never cooked a turkey. It's time to learn, and I'm going to teach you. But remember one thing. A turkey is just a big-ass chicken. No different, apart from its size. That's it. And a turkey will benefit, in fact, all poultry will benefit from being brined. And brining is essentially either soaking a turkey in a saltwater solution or rubbing salt on the outside, and in either case, leaving it for like 24 hours. And what that does is the salt goes in, maximizes the flavor, the tenderness of the whole thing. But I used to be a wet brine guy, and that meant taking a turkey, this one is 12 pounds, putting it in a giant Ziploc bag. I can show you. Okay, so this is a wet brining kit for a turkey. And in it comes the seasonings that include a lot of salt that you will mix with a lot of water. And they will go in, I said a big Ziploc bag. I meant a big Ziploc bag that will hold the turkey with all the liquid, and then you put it in your fridge overnight. It's very effective. All poultry should be brined before you eat it. That being said, this method with the water and the boiling so all the stuff mixes in and letting it cool and then it's a pain in the ass. Now you've got to keep that big giant bag somewhere in your fridge, whatever. So we're going to dry brine today. It's 1,000 times easier. No muss, no fuss. It's simple. We have to start here, so we'll start with our turkey. So look at this turkey is defrosted. It's ready to go. I've taken it out of the bag, and I was about to undo it and take all the stuff out of the inside, and I thought, no. This is educational. Let's learn that. So this is how it comes, like this, right? Here's your turkey. It's all like nice. So here's what they've done. They've taken this extra skin, and they've made a hole in it, and they've tucked it around the legs so to hold them in place. It just makes their packaging much easier, right? So you undo this, but now you have to come inside here. Can you get a shot? This is a very gynecological view of what's going on here, or turkeyological, I don't know. And you have to go inside, you have to get out what's in here. You can't cook it like this or brine it like this. So the first thing that comes out is the turkey, Max?
Neck.
Turkey neck. Yeah, that's it. We're not going to use it. And the other thing that's in here, oh, it's right here. Nope. Hold on. This is awkward. There's usually a bag of giblets. Rear part. Oh, there it is. And in here are the, gross, the giblets. There's the heart and this grossness that I don't know what to do with. This is an important step. You have to do this. You can't ignore it. Every year there's people that cook the turkey with all that junk inside, and that's just wrong. So just rinse it, put it here, and now we're going to dry it off really well. Of course, the best way to dry a turkey is with paper towels. So we'll do that. Like a little 12-pound kid after a bath. Under the arms, all the way. Let's put this here to get any of that. Wet isn't going to help, and one of the benefits of dry brining is you get crispy skin. You want to dry this guy really well, inside and out. Look, if you're squeamish, this might not be the thing for you.
God, that little ball sack just dropped out the back.
I don't think it's balls. I don't know what that is.
Christ.
What is that? Is this? It's not what I think it is it?
What else could that be?
Stop it. It is? Am I so dumb that I've never recognized what that was before? Oh my God. It certainly looks like it. What the f is this?
Moving on.
Sorry, you brought that up. Okay, now that it's your guys dry, mostly dry, right? Now we're going to apply the salt. The brining process will require approximately 1 tablespoon of salt for every 4 pounds of turkey. This is 12 pounds. I can do that math. 3 tablespoons-ish. We're using kosher salt. You don't want table salt. Table salt is a finer grain. There's more sodium. It's got iodine, it's got anti-clumping agent stuff in it. You don't need that. Kosher salt is pure, and we're gonna use 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Now we just salt away. In the crevices, legs, in here in between, top. You're gonna be very happy you're doing this. Do a good job on the breast because this is also gonna help our skin get really crispy and lovely in the oven. And that's what we want. Dude, I just wanna cut that thing off. Can I?
Yeah.
It's creeping me out. I apologize for what I'm doing, sir. If you in fact are a sir, because that's what I think it might be. I could be wrong. Somebody at home right now is going, this guy is a dumb shit. He doesn't know that that's a turkey's whatever. Okay, you're salted up really nicely. You could take this whole thing and put this in the fridge where it's gonna live for 24 hours. But it's kind of big, so I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna go breast side up in a smaller container. I know, look, you're thinking it's a lot of salt, but I don't want you to worry about that. It's gonna do all the right things for the turkey. All the right things. Okay. Then you wash your hands with soap because you've been touching poultry raw. Ooh, everybody freaks out about that. Look, there's no reason to rinse a turkey. You noticed all I did was wiped it down with paper towels. As there's no reason to rinse chicken. What happens when you rinse, you put under the sink, you just splash that potential poultry bacteria all over your sink and the walls. You don't need to do that. You're gonna cook it, thereby killing anything that might be there. Just wipe it down with paper towels. That's all you have to do. And while I'm here, let me just say one thing about defrosting turkeys. You gotta remember something. A frozen turkey defrosts in the refrigerator 5 pounds every day will defrost. If you have a 15-pound turkey, that's 3 days of defrosting. You can't start the day before or you will not be having turkey for Thanksgiving. If you have shortened your time and you've forgotten, you can defrost in cold water that you change about every half hour, 45 minutes. You'll defrost a pound every 30 minutes. So a 15-pound turkey is gonna take 7.5 hours. Once you've got your turkey brined with the salt in a container, it goes into your fridge, breast side up, for 24 hours, not covered. What's gonna happen is the salt is gonna draw out the moisture and then reabsorb back in, thereby flavoring the turkey, and the air of the refrigerator with this guy not covered is gonna help the skin get beautifully crispy and gorgeous when you finally roast it. Okay, that's it. Look, I know it's a lot of information, but it's simple stuff. And once you get this down, you'll be fine. So you will see me again, well, in a second, but it's gonna be the next day, because this guy is going away for 24 hours. And after 24 hours of dry brining in my refrigerator in my garage, our turkey looks like this. And so you'll notice, look, it's dry. This is how we want to cook it. We don't want to cook this wet. That was the point of doing it in the fridge overnight uncovered, which will give us much crispier skin. And you can see it started to brown a little bit. That's just it naturally drying. So we're going to cook it with the breasts up. And because they're the highest part of the bird, there is a chance that they could burn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fashion a little double layer of foil that will sit on here for a bunch of the cooking time to prevent it from burning too much. So all you do is you cut a piece of foil to fit, Lewis, Chihuahua listens very well. You cut a piece of foil literally to fit breast on this side, and then you're good. You want to have this ready ahead of time because it's difficult to do when you have a hot cooking turkey. I've measured it, it's perfect. Carefully remove it, and we'll save this guy for later in the cooking process. At this point, we have a couple things to do. First, we're gonna rub butter on it. Butter, yes. Here's what I like to do. Some butter in my hand. I know. Look, God gave you hands. Use them to cook with. You'll be very glad. It's the best tools you've got. And we want everything. Imagine you're giving this turkey a butter massage, which actually sounds a bit creepy. And if you have poultry issues, then get somebody else to do this. But you want to do a decent job. Down to the thighs, underneath the, I guess, underneath the armpits. I suppose that's an armpit, isn't it? My wife cannot see this. If Kelly walked in and saw this going on right now, she would not eat the turkey. Not a chance. Okay, buttering's done. We've got some stuff we want to put inside this. And here's what I've got. I've got some onion, lemon, thyme, and I've got parsley. And these things are going to go in this giant ass cavity. Didn't mean giant, well, I guess I do mean ass cavity. You go in this giant cavity right here, and it's going to really help sort of just perfume from the inside in a really lovely sort of way. If you don't do this, I mean, you're not making any terrible mistakes, but I do think you're missing an opportunity for a little extra perfuming and flavoring from the inside out. Not too much, right? You don't want to pack it solid. You want some room in there for it to steam in and around. So let's get this kid on the rack. And look, this is called a V-rack. So look, that's what a V-rack looks like. It keeps it off the deck. It lets us, lets the air circulate all the way around, help with browning, and lets us put some liquid in the bottom that will stay out of the turkey, but will add flavor to the whole thing. So in it goes. Then we're going to tie up the legs. There's two schools of thought on tying up a turkey. One is to bind it up like a prisoner in the Second World War, which we're not going to do. What we want to do is we want to control the legs and the wings, because if you don't tie them a little bit, when you come back to your finished turkey and pull it out of the oven, the legs and the wings are going to be like that, which is a pain in the ass and not all that attractive. So we will take some string, tie the legs together, and then I'll show you what we do with the wings. I'm going to go like this, a couple times around, come over to this guy here, bring them together, and that's our goal. That's simple, right? This anybody can do. I do a double, what's that called, turn? And it sort of helps keep them like that. Then I can do one quick knot. Now we come to the wing. You can tie the wings so they're close to the body. I find it easier to do one simple thing. I'm going to take a wing, turn it so it goes underneath. It's basically, look at me. It's basically like taking my arm and going like this with it. And it will keep it out of the way, and it will keep it from flying out in the middle of cooking and be some weird sticking out appendage when the whole thing is over. Now look what you've got. You've got a beautiful turkey sitting there as nice as can be, ready almost to go into the oven. Next we add just some randomly chopped up carrots, onion, and celery to the bottom of the pan. Drop it in and around. Some white wine. Almost last couple cups of white wine. This is going to perfume, it's going to flavor, it's going to do great things to this. And last but not least, I like a little fresh ground pepper over the top. And in we go. My oven rack is at the lowest possible place it can be. The turkey goes into a 450-degree oven. We're going to give it 30 minutes. We're going to put the breastplate on, turn it down to 350, and let it go about 12 minutes a pound until it's ready. Getting real. Okay, it's been a half an hour. Our turkey comes out. We set them down. And now we need to add the foil to a couple of spots. So rather than just pull the turkey out, leave the door open, and put the foil on, if we did that, we would lose all of the heat that's in there. So pull it up. Sorry. I'm just in the middle of a turkey speech. Can I call you back in a minute, please? Oh. Okay, goodbye. It's Kelly. We don't want to lose the heat. Heat's important. It takes a long time to build up. So take the turkey out, shut the door. Now here's what we're going to do. Now watch. Watch this move. Now, benefit the camera, we will take our breastplates. Look, and it's all perfect. Basically perfect, like we had before, right? It fits. Because I'm telling you, if you don't do this, it's going to brown way more than you want. So that's fine. The other thing we want to address right now are the legs. So I just take a little foil, like to wrap them around these guys, because There's a potential for them to burn up and get really black. And the wing tips are tucked underneath. We should be okay. And check on your liquid. We're still okay. We might want to think about adding a little bit more in maybe a half an hour or so. But for now, we go back in. And now based on the weight of the turkey, which is 12.5 pounds, at 3 minutes a pound, that's not true. And now based on the weight of the turkey, 12.5 pounds, at 12 and a half, 13 minutes a pound, this will be coming out in a while. We'll be checking along the way to see the progress. So we're there. Have a look. Okay. It's big. Well, it's not that big, but it's heavy. So here's the deal. It's beautiful. The foil protected it. About 30 minutes ago, I took the foil off to let it finish browning all the way. And look how nice it looks. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I pulled it when I was at about 159, 60 in the breast. You want your poultry breast to be at about 165, but we're gonna leave it for a half an hour before we carve it. It will continue to rise in temperature. But the next 30 minutes are very important. Let it rest. Let the juices that are near the edges reabsorb back into the inside. Look, if you carved it right now, it would be great. But any pieces you had a half an hour or an hour from now or tomorrow would be dry because all the juices would have run out. So let the juices go back into the turkey. We give it 30 minutes. We come back right here. I'll show you how to carve this baby, and you're going to be set. Like, really set. Unless you screw it up. And then if you do, that's Max's fault. Nothing to do with me. So we just cover it loosely with foil and let it rest for about a half an hour. Turkey carving time. And by the way, I can't really use those things very well. That's why I use a pull through. Pull through is almost your guaranteed way not to screw up your knife edge and get it sharp the way you want it. All right, so here we are. Look how beautiful this is. It's rested. It's a lovely golden brown. It's ready to be carved. There's only a couple things you need to know how to do, and I'm gonna show you those now. And by the way, first just look at this. When I carve, I don't want this thing moving around, so I've put a wet paper towel underneath that. It's nice and simple. Chef trick, keeps it sturdy, you don't have to worry. All right, let's go. So first things first, I want to get the leg and the thigh off. So let's just get rid of these strings right here because they are not helping us anymore. Remember what I said about the dry brining and letting it sit in your refrigerator uncovered overnight? The skin is really nice. The skin's lovely. It's exactly where we want it. So the strings are off. Remember what we put inside? We've got these treats in here that we want to take out because they're not really going to help. So the lemons, they're still warm. The onions, which by the way, all this is edible. Ow, ow. Could have used a spoon, would have been smart. These onions are like little bombs of heat. I think everything's out. Okay. So we're going to start by taking the leg and the thigh off. And the easy way to do that is like this. We're going to cut down here, right in between the leg and the breast. There. Nice. And then we take our knife, just go on his side a little bit, and right under here, we're going to start to carve. See that juice coming out? We're going to start to carve like this. And then one snap, cut, and there you go. Perfect, juicy, drippy, which is exactly what you want. Perfect leg thigh. Now, if you want to separate these, which you probably do, look, the turkey makes it easy for you. There's like a natural cut right here. You all know what a drum leg looks like, so you make that cut right down there, separating, and then another cut, and there's your leg, and there's your perfect thigh. So here, it's gonna look lovely, okay? And by the way, while you're here, you might as well just cut yourself a little piece of dark meat. I don't know if you can tell how juicy this is, but I can tell you how juicy it is, and it's incredible, incredible. 160 in the breast when we pulled that out of the oven. Don't go over that. Don't go over that. Okay, let's get the other side off. All right, let's focus on the breast because it's really the focal point for a lot of people. And there's two ways to get the meat off. One is the Norman Rockwell way, that you take your knife and you do thin slices like this. That's not what I like. I like what I call the Babs Cullen way, a friend of my mother's who taught me to remove the entire breast. And here's what you do. You're looking for the breastbone that runs right down the middle here. And you want to get on one side of it, and you're going to cut down like this. Give it a little turn, and then watch. You cut, come down here and watch what happens. An entire turkey breast in your, hands. And you could serve it like this, you could put it out on the table, but I like to now cut it this way into sort of decent sized pieces. And look, gorgeous, juicy, perfect breast meat cut into beautiful slices that your guests are going to be really happy with. We're going to set them right here in the middle. Look at this, right? How nice is that? Look, I'm getting a little spill over the edge, but I'm using a cutting board with a trough in it, which is a really good thing. And then for this one, same thing. We're coming underneath, come up here, and then we remove. And we've got this second breast. Look at, we'll set this guy down right here. Look, you've got all this perfect meat. Now, what have you got left? Well, of course, you've still got a lot on the carcass, and you can cut these pieces off, but we do have the wings that are down here. So let's take the wings off and cut, and cut. And I just cut my finger, I think. I'm okay. And you've got a wing here. And by the way, haven't burned myself in this episode yet. Might as well cut myself. So this guy will come down here because some people do like the wings. Put one wing there. We got to do this quickly before I end up going to the hospital. Just trying to have fun, do this the right way, and I go and I cut myself real badly. And if you want, just get a few things like this. This is some sage that I'm using with only one hand because my other hand is ruined right now. A little bit just to make it look nice. You've got some thyme if you want to use that. My hand is bleeding profusely as we talk, and there you go. For those of you that would like to see my hand, such as it is, I'll show you. For those of you that don't, let's do this. We'll count to 3. You shut your eyes for a couple seconds, okay? 1, 2, 3. Keep your eyes shut. Keep your eyes shut, and you can open them again. There you go. How great was that? See this burn? I mean, look, if you're going to be around knives and hot things, you're going to get hurt, which clearly happens to me all the time. So what have we done? We've brined a turkey. We've roasted a turkey, and we've carved a turkey with some degree of pain and awkwardness, but we did it, and it's there, and it's ready, and I'm going to be very happy for Thanksgiving when it gets here. And so you guys do this. You can do this. Remember what I said in the beginning? It's just a big chicken that cuts you. Thanks for hanging out. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. My finger's gonna be okay. You can comment about that thing. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, don't go yet. There's more great Sam the Cooking Guy episodes you can watch. And don't forget to subscribe and even check out the description for links to things we might have used in the show.